Tiffany Coy, a chef, baker, caterer, all of the above. Anything food, that's me. Anything travel, that's me.
As always, I'm Thomasjrthebarber, also a photographer. Basically, I just wanted to get perspective from another entrepreneur, somebody who went into business for themselves. So if you can just tell me and the people how you started.
Well, I started as a waitress and bartender, and I really love doing that. So that's kind of how I transitioned into catering. I was always in the food industry. So I waitress, bartend, and I would like bake for my family and cook at all my family functions. And it just became to where my friends wanted things and they were like, why don't you sell your cupcakes? So I started making liquor infused cupcakes. Then my loyal customers wanted more, so it turned into decorative cupcakes, cakes. Then it turned into, well, now I just want you to do my whole party. So now it's catering. Now it's private chef, private bartender, and it just evolved. So it evolved to the point where I felt like I'm giving my all to someone else's business and I'm missing out on events for myself. So I made the decision to say, hey, funny story, my boss told me, well, I said I have a life outside of here. And he said, that doesn't work for me. And that was my last day at that restaurant. Because I have a life outside of there. Like, I'm making you rich and making you all this money. What about me?
That's common amongst most people that I've talked to who eventually went into business for themselves. Most of it wasn't purely because of, they had quarrels with their boss or whatever, but most of them just have a greater vision for themselves. So me too, I also worked and dabbled in the restaurant industry. I won't name that place, but I managed it for a long period of time and I felt like I got stagnant and there wasn't any room for growth. So with that being said, in managing and running your own business, what is your approach? Do you approach it as it's a 9 to 5 or do you just kind of...
I really don't approach my business as a 9 to 5 because if somebody calls me on the weekend and they want food and I'm available, I'm gonna serve them. I'm gonna service them. So I don't really have a 9 to 5. I just work whenever you guys want cakes, desserts, food. I'm here. Bar, drinks, I'm here. Every day.
We were talking earlier about setting a foundation. Do you feel like you would have had success with your business if you didn't have that, waitressing foundation or working for somebody else?
No, because I've quit waitressing many times and said I'm just gonna focus on my business. And then I always went back because, well, my business not bringing in the money I was bringing in waitressing. I'm not, now I'm just making enough to pay my bills. I don't have enough to do all the extra things that I want to do. And so, yeah, it's
Understandable. I feel like a lot of people skip the Indian stage of working and actually running a business. They try to skip straight to being a chief or being a boss. And nobody really understands that nothing happens overnight. And I think with social media and the way the world is perceived now, people think like people became instant success. Like, what are some of the trials and tribulations you have went through outside of like only making enough to make your bills? Something that might be discouraging to somebody trying to start their own business.
one thing that time management when I first started was something that I struggled with. And so when it's someone's birthday and you're coming with a whole dessert table or you're coming with a cake and the birthday party starts at 4 and you're arriving at 4:30, how do you handle that? And this is your business, you're the owner, so it's no one else that they can speak with. They see you, it's your face, and so you have to make it right. So that goes back to me working that waitress job, me being there so long and working my way up, now I know on a manager standpoint how to handle this situation. So, yeah.
Yeah. I've been pretty decent with time management just because of the profession that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much behind or in my chair for more than 8 hours a day. So time management with me is a little bit different. But when you promise, you gotta deliver. So to those that are starting businesses, time management is very important. Outside of cooking, do you have any other interests? Do you dance? Are you a writer?
Well, I do love to dance, like professional dance. I danced in high school, college.
What
I
college?
just love it. So, South Carolina State, Bulldogs. Yes, let's go. So yes, I love to dance. I love to travel. Like I said, I also have I'm a travel advisor. I have a travel business. So when you want to start your own business, you have to kind of like branch off and do multiple businesses and kind of tie them together, because you just have to. In this day and age, one is not enough. So you have to kind of have that hustle mentality until you get to where you need to be. And so traveling is something I like to do. So why not get paid to do what I love to do and help others? So yeah, I love to travel.
Yeah. So with that being said, and with me starting a new business or whatever, I find myself being overly passionate about it. So do you find yourself in situations to where you care more about like the product that you're giving to somebody versus the person that's receiving it?
I definitely do. Like, I'm very over the top. There's been times where I've delivered something and I'm like, I don't think this was my best. And my customers were very satisfied, and I'm like beating myself up driving home, and then you get that text of, oh my God, I loved it. It tastes so amazing. Everybody's enjoying it. And it just makes it makes me that much more happier that this is what I love to do. I love to make people happy through my cooking. And so it can be very rewarding.
So it seems like you've come to a point where you're, I'm not gonna say satisfied, but you seem to balance things out to where you don't have to do those random odd jobs. So if you could put it in a roundabout number, how many years can you honestly say you devoted to your business to get it to the point that it's at now?
I would honestly say that I'm actually just now getting to this point, and I've been in this business for about 5 years, and I've never stopped. I've always worked jobs, so it's been times where within those 5 years, I'm waitressing, I'm bartending, I'm doing those odd things up until now. And really, the pandemic pushed me forward. Going to a waitress job, this place is not sanitizing the way I think they should be. I'm not comfortable here. So during that time, I made the executive decision. That helped push me forward as well. I'm already upset. I left one place, now I'm going to another. No, like, let me just focus on me. And I put my all to it, and I went hard. Like, promotion, it's hard for me. Content, that's hard for me. And that's something that I tell you, content is so important, but that's something that's so hard for me because you want it to be perfect. And I've learned to, like today, do the interview without your hair and makeup done. Post the video without your hair and makeup done. Post it. Like, who cares? No one cares but you. And so I've kind of stepped out of my comfort zone.
And I do feel like the more people that realize that the world is going to see you the way they see you regardless. As long as you are comfortable with the person that you see in the mirror, as long as you're able to look yourself up and down and be like, okay, I'm content, I'm happy with what I've done. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Because if you waste time, I've been a victim of it too. Like, you waste time thinking about what the outside people are going to think, what this person's going to say, you're never going to post that content. You're never going to get it out. And you're never going to be able to grow. And it's the day and age that we in. Like, you miss a day of posting content, you miss maybe 2 days in sales. So it's like, put it out there. Don't think about it. Just do it. For the most part.
I still struggle with content, but do it. Do it. Do it. That's important for content. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can do it on your phone. Like, I was always, I need to hire somebody to do this and do that. Do it yourself and post it. And once you get to that level where you can hire someone of course, do it because it makes it that much more better.
Right.
However, you have to get to that level. You have to start somewhere. And in order to get to that level, you have to post the content that maybe not be edited and you shot it with your Samsung phone. You have to.
At the end of the day, you edit it right. Nobody knows it. This was enjoyable.
Thank you.
If you could tell the people how to find you.
Yes, of course. I'm Tiffany Clay again. You can find me on Instagram at Tiffany's TIFFANIS_ desserts with a twist, the letter 0. And also I have my website. You can go take a look. You can order, look around, www.tjtbphotos.com.
I'll put my stuff in the description so nobody cares about me.
Thank you.